And speaking of the Ithaca College baseball team, program legend Tim LeCastro is heading to the Hall of Fame. Okay, no, more accurately, his cleats are, but LeCastro's spikes are going to be enshrined in Cooperstown to commemorate his major league record of 28 stolen bases to start his career. Well, this is how the stands have looked for the majority of the season. Empty. But come next game day, you can expect to hear the cheers of a small crowd here at Kostrinsky Field. This is in part due to some subtle changes made in New York state legislation, which allows spectators back into the stands. For the players, they're happy to have fans back, but they'll always be focused on the next pitch. If you're planning a track day at Watkins Glen International, you're going to want a set of these. These are sport performance tires. They've got a little less tread than your traditional road tire. It's going to make sure that when you're burning rubber on the track, you'll still have some left to drive home. Well, if you thought there were no ties in baseball, you're wrong. The Ithaca College baseball team finished off a 4-game series with Clarkson in an 11-run draw. The Bombers came out hot with 7 runs in the first 2 frames, thanks in part to a 3-run homer from Buzz Shirley. As has been the case for most of the season, Shirley and Jack Lynch led the way. The duo went a combined 7 for 11 at the plate and scored 10 of the 11 runs, but that wasn't enough to win the game. Most everyone is happy to see these seats filled again, but it's still not 100% normal, and athletes are hoping that soon the rules will allow friends and family from outside of the Ithaca College bubble.
Sweet runner, blowing the lead.
The gym at Dryden Central High School is filled with some familiar sights and sounds. Arcing jump shots and squeaking shoes have been missing from this gym for over a year. Now, basketball is back, but not without some slight changes.
The masks are really challenging, and the no spectators thing has been very challenging for a lot of people. You know, there'll just be times when it's just dead silent.
The lack of spectators and the mandatory masks have led to a different playing environment during the COVID-19 pandemic. But for the Dryden girls basketball team, something is better than nothing.
I'm really glad to be back, especially because I've been sitting in the house for so long, and it's just good to get some exercise.
High-risk high school sports in the state of New York weren't allowed to return until February. That's an 11-month-long hiatus. The athletic plan is still contingent on no one county or school district having any outbreaks of COVID-19. For the players, there's a sense of relief to finally be back in action.
6,
Moving into being able to have sports has been a really big relief. Sports are a huge outlet for me and just for a lot of people, and not having them I know has been hurting a lot of people, not even just like physically, but mentally.
Head coach Laszlo Engel sees the difference as well. He knows that the benefits come both on the court and in the classroom.
It's a routine, and the more they're in a routine, their grades spike right up, and that's what's happening right now. I've seen a big difference from teachers. They contact me if there's any issues. I haven't heard from them since the beginning of the season.
It's so far so good, and as long as all health and safety protocols are followed, that routine can continue for a full season. Reporting from Dryden, New York, I'm Sevrin Lavenstein.
Why, Hector? Why?
For esports gamer and graphic designer Taylor Tank Merritt, it's time for people to stop hating on his passion.
You can go land on your loadies. They say like electronic sports, and I despise that personally because it just kind of separates it from every other type of sport.
All right, so maybe you're not ready to trade in your ball for a controller, but the growing rise of esports is something that can't be ignored, not even by a college TV station.
They will continue to become even more popular, so I think it's great that we got our foot in the door as a college television station covering esports this early, because we kind of are setting the standard for ourselves.
Bombers Live Esports launched on ICTV in 2021 amid a global pandemic and a lack of live entertainment. The new show coincides with a popularity boost in competitive gaming.
I think that this esports show just came at the perfect time, at the perfect height of this popularity, and our team did really well.
He procs a phase rush, which allows him to catch up to the Echo. He tries using the smite.
Members of the esports community have a simple message for the remaining skeptics. We're here to help if you're willing to listen.
It's just knowledge. Gaining the knowledge is definitely going to be able to help someone who's either, if they're not interested at all and they're not interested in gaining knowledge at all, I can't really do much there.
Reporting in Ithaca, New York, I'm Sevrin Lavenstein.